named Dr. Laci Figa. Been a chiropractor for 15 years here in the East Valley for 12 years. I think we've had a NeuFit 2 years maybe now, something like that. I got information from some friends or fellow practitioners that were having good results. I knew nothing about it, heard about it, wanted to add it to the practice. So we try to add state-of-the-art equipment to get people better quickly. We're not a typical chiropractic office. We do tons of manual therapy and hands-on therapy and machines to speed everything up, reduce treatment plans, get results faster. So like we talked about, I'm an in-network provider, so I'm under contract with insurance companies. So we're usually allowed 7-8 minutes of therapy to get reimbursed for that, which is a joke. No one's going to get results from that, or it's going to take months. So we go above and beyond. Everybody here is seen on the half hour. We do 4 patients every half hour. For 30 minutes they're worked on. The adjustments chiropractically take 2-3 minutes. The rest of the time spent doing therapy. So we encourage everyone to try. Every new patient gets to try it, see why we have it, see what their response is to it. After that, we add on a little extra fee for the machines because they are expensive but completely worth it, or I would never have invested the money in it. But typically people continue to use it. We use it in conjunction with a flexion table for low back, things like that. We do a ton of shoulders, ton of tendonitis, elbows. I mean, you name it, we do it, from plantar fasciitis and foot baths all the way up to the neck for headaches and TMJ. Ton of TMJ jaw work here too. We get good results. My staff does a lot of manual therapy in the mouth with gloves, but the NeuFit helps tremendously. Just speed everything up, get everything in balance, which is what we're trying to do with the chiropractic adjustments too. Get everything moving like it should, get everything to hold like it should, and then have the person build strength in that area quickly, and then get out of here. Go do what you like to do. Come back here when you need it. We're not going to waste people's time on these 3 times a week, 20 visit, 30 visit plans. I try to get people out of here within 2 weeks or so, unless they have chronic issues. But then we just take them as they come, adjust the treatment plan as we need, and again, speed things up as fast as we can. We don't want to trap people here. I want people out of here. My name is on the door. It's not a company name. It's not a made-up name. It's my reputation is to get people out here quickly. We have a waiting list practice, and this is one reason why, because we actually try hard and we try fast. We don't do this for the money, or we wouldn't be a network. We'd be cash doctors like everybody else. I think most of my contracts are $45 maximum reimbursement, on top of a copay. That's what we get. So $75 is the max I'll charge to add these machines like the NeuFit, which it's helped me tremendously, or otherwise I would have never gotten it. So I don't have anything in this office that doesn't work or help me personally, or waste people's time. So we're very happy with the results. We use it at least 20 times per day, so that machine's got a ton of use. But we do exercises. We do strengthening with it. If that patient chooses to continue after the pain is gone, and they're seeing the strength come back, the function come back, and they want to increase that, then we'll change those settings. We don't have weights here. We're just crammed into this 1,800 square foot office, so we're limited to what we can do. I have tried to add squat racks, and that just messed everything up. I try to probably do too much. I got out of my lane a little bit. Our focus is injury and rehab, get people back. But we do have professional athletes that come in that don't want to get treated by the team docs. They don't have these machines in the facilities for the most part here. So they do come here after games. They were here yesterday, or Monday after the Sunday game, foot baths, things like that, hand baths from these quick injuries. And we get them right back to practice. They don't miss any time. And then we just, we play it by ear with everybody else. Whatever they need, we're willing to do to help them get back on the field, or if they're just a regular patient, help them get back into the gym or whatever they like to do normally, whether it's hiking or anything like that.
Yeah, awesome. What is it about the Neubie that first attracted you to it? I know you like a lot of different technologies, and you kind of put your stamp of approval on all of them. What is it about the DC current of the machine where you're like, I think I could make that work for my patients?
And I'll be honest with you, because I never liked TENS units or electrical stimulators. I don't like the way those pins and needles feel. So it took me a minute to get used to that sensation when I was in Austin doing the class. But when I've had shoulder tears 4 times, elbow tears, Tommy John surgery supposed to have, didn't have any of this done because I did my own rehab here. So we use what works. We don't use these. Everyone has a TENS unit at home. We're not going to have someone come to my office and treat them and put a TENS unit or an electrical stimulator on their back. We want to do things that the professional athletes are doing. We knew that they were in some facilities. Garrett had some pros using it. I had seen some ads. And typically you can understand that if these $1 million athletes are going to use this machine, they're going to get something out of it. If they're going to have their own unit in their house, there's a reason for that. They're going to spend that money to help themselves. There's got to be something to it. So then we went to Austin, took the class, learned how to do everything, and it was a no-brainer. I already purchased it, I believe, before the class because I had heard about the results from a practitioner up north who was getting good results. And I think most people tend to use it differently than I do because I use it in conjunction with therapy. So I'm not doing training, I'm not doing that. But we do the bodybuilding, get the muscles firing. We do have guys that are going on stage, lats not firing or something like that. So we'll get everything activated, let them go do their show. We've had good results. You can see on our wall all the athletes that come through here. But it was a no-brainer when I tried it because I've had back pain, which is why I became a chiropractor, had epidurals. I don't believe in what most chiropractors do because they're cookie-cutter plans. A lot of them, like me, have never even heard of machines like this. And the effectiveness has just changed everything in my office. It speeds everything up. So again, we do 2 visits a week because there's no need to do 3 with everything we're doing on a half hour twice a week. So it speeds everything up. It reduces the treatment plans. It saves those insurance visits. It's helped me, like again, with plantar fasciitis, heel spurs. The foot baths have saved me, has allowed me to continue to work. And as far as elbow tears, this is a physical job and constant drop tables and adjusting, 50, 60 patients a day. I do have help. We're here with another doctor, and it's still, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I'll be 46 years old, which isn't old, but for 15 years of this, beating your body, and I already had issues going in from, sports injuries and weightlifting, ego problems, ego lifting too much, tearing things. This thing has saved me, as well as just getting wiser, I think, as I get older. Stop doing certain things, certain motions, modify. But the Neubie has allowed me to continue to practice. It's allowed my practice to continue to grow. We're completely maxed out here. We can't add any more. We're on a waiting list. So we have a year left on this lease, and we're going to expand into a bigger area. And then maybe we can add some weights and stuff like that. But for now, we sponsor the Olympic weightlifters. They come in. They don't even need the weights. You know what I mean? You know how that thing works. So we can get that thing pretty high. I've seen one person max it out. That's about it out of maybe, I can't even tell you, 500 to 1,000 patients that have tried it or used it. But it works pretty much for everyone. Once they understand what we're doing, using it in conjunction with the flexion table, with stretching, with flossing, nerve flossing, things like that, it offers a variety of options for us and gives people a better chance to heal. Coming from other places, not getting results, come here and it changes everything.
When you talk to your patients about it, how do you describe what the Neubie does to them?
The way I describe it, it's the direct current machine. So the signal mimics your brain signal. So it's the same signal from your brain to that muscle to perform a function. It makes the muscle contract, and then typically we use our table to lengthen. So when we're doing low backs, we'll put the pads on the low backs, the glutes, get the muscles to fire, especially a dormant muscle that's not doing its job. You got compensation from other muscles. We want to get everything in balance. We put the pads on. We do a lot of scanning, but when you're scanning over and over and you're seeing the same thing with what we do with low backs and things like that, you pretty much can already tell which muscle's not going to be working. So we just put them on, make them muscle fire, turn the table on, flexes them, or we do box squats, just getting in and out of a chair or a box, get everything turned on. We do the hip flexors, muscle manual releases, psoas releases, the harder things that are physically hard to do on the hands, but this saves time, it saves visits, like I said. It's like a breaker switch. We compare it to a breaker box, turning that breaker back on, getting that muscle to work. Usually 1 or 2 treatments like that, everything's in balance, and then we just start going up in function, adding things to get them back to whatever they're having trouble doing. If it's a golf swing, if they're having trouble swing, they bring a club in. They're mimicking a swing. I got a ton of softball players, baseball players. We just mimic throwing. We just hold a weighted ball, go through the motions, lengthening that muscle, get everything to work in balance, because over time, things turn off, other things are overworking, there's your compensation, there's your snowball, there's your problem. We just kind of unwind it.
That's great. That sounds great. Not that we want to encourage competition in the area with more newbies, but
know,
if somebody outside of this area was thinking about adding the newbie to their practice, as a fellow practitioner, what could you say to them to kind of push them over the edge and encourage them to do it?
It's absolutely worth it. It's worth the money. It's worth the investment. It's worth the time to take the classes, to learn about it. It's going to add so much to the practice. There's enough people in the valley. The population is big enough. I don't care if you're down the street. If you're good at what you do and you get results, people are going to come and they're going to find you anyway. So I encourage anyone that has an opportunity to use this or add this to their practice to do it. It's going to help build your numbers. It's going to help increase your success rate. It's going to increase your positive reputation on getting people better. Or if you're a trainer and you're training clients and your goal is to have more people that are going on stage or bodybuilding or weightlifting competitions, it's only going to help. There's not a real drawback to it at all. There's no negative side effects. There's no reason to not at least explore the option of adding it to the practice, whatever your practice is. Again, whether you're trainer, PT, chiro, MD, I know some of these guys are using it, nurse practitioners. I mean, a lot of professional athletes already have this in their house. They have their own personal units. So it's worth speaking to someone like you guys about bringing it in, because it's completely worth it. I don't see a single drawback in any reason to not to have one in an office for someone that treats patients or has someone with pain or functional problems.